following is based on a true story.
No, it's not.
They don't need to know that.
Today on the show. Good morning, Scallywags! That's foreshadowing. That's actually foreshadowing. Yeah. You'll see why here in a little bit. Today we are talking about movies that are based on a true story that aren't based on
lies.
A true story. It was all a lie.
They're fibs.
Or at least some of it.
Fabrications.
Little bits and pieces here and there, and otherwise known as dramatic licensing.
Baloney.
Yeah, I could go for some baloney.
How many ways can I say a lie?
I don't know.
A fib.
An untruth.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Sure. Yeah. So some of these are little snippets and bits and pieces of true stories that were sprinkled with some crap, and other ones are just straight up crap.
But these are our top 10.
Because money.
Top 10.
Yeah, we don't do enough top 10 lists.
These are our top 10.
Yeah.
They're not your top 10, they're our top 10. And if they're not your top 10, then why? Why aren't they your top 10?
They should be.
They should be.
Because we're right.
We're always right. Even when we're wrong, we're right.
That's right. See?
We're dads. We can say that.
Yeah, totally. So, starting off at number 10, Fargo. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Fargo. Yes, of course, a movie about a treasure and the events that conspire, and some people die, and there's some treasure involved, and some
what else
stuff.
was involved? More stuff?
Some other things.
More stuff?
Yeah,
and more
things,
stuff.
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff.
It even starts off with text on a black screen that says, quote, "This is a true story. The events depicted in this film took place in Minnesota in 1987. At the request of the survivors, the names have been changed. Out of respect for the dead, the rest has been told exactly as it occurred." But has it? Has it really?
You lied.
It's all a big fat lie. Just
Way to go, Coen brothers. Yeah. Way to go.
Not a single bit of it's true. In fact, there was even a woman...
Well, you think that maybe the beer and the cheese was true?
Yeah, probably. That's probably what the treasure was. It was just beer and cheese.
Oh, okay.
But there was a story that came out about a woman that actually went up into the Fargo area looking for the treasure and died while looking for it. But it turned out it was just... There was a woman, and she did go up there, but it was suicide.
No.
Maybe she committed suicide because she didn't find the treasure. Or maybe she did. And that's...
She didn't actually commit suicide. Everyone wanted us to believe it.
Yeah.
You pay the right people off. You can...
It's just probably a wood chipper incident. Anyway, the Coen brothers actually even came out and they basically said that they said that it was a true story because it allowed them to kind of get away with a few more things because it was a pretty outlandish story. But they were even quoted as saying, "If an audience believes that something is based on a real event, it gives you permission to do things that they might not otherwise accept." So, being that it was pretty outlandish and some pretty out there things happened during the movie, if they say that it's true, then people would actually be like, "Oh, okay, well, this isn't too far-fetched to be real because it really happened."
It really happened at some point.
Yeah.
Truth is often stranger than fiction.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
Moving along to number 9.
Good morning, Vietnam. Now you see why I did the
I
good
see
morning
that foreshadowing going on there. Yeah.
And that is, of course, Robin Williams playing Adrian Cronauer. Who
that.
Back during the Vietnam War was radio DJ. He kind of got brought in to take over this radio station and kind of made some of the uppers mad because he had a pretty outlandish, made a lot of jokes, made a lot of filthy, inappropriate type jokes, did a lot of impressions of people,
stuff you couldn't get with today.
Yeah, things that no one would get away with even back then.
Yeah,
kind of gave his 2 cents on the political pulse that was going on at the time, and just things that made a lot of people angry.
Yep.
He was even kicked out of Vietnam for it.
Oh no, he's kicked out.
Except that he wasn't.
Oh, there's your fib.
Yeah.
There's your lie.
Adrian Cronauer is a real man. He was really brought in to do the DJ thing. He was never kicked out of Vietnam though, and that was actually a pretty big plot point in the movie. He also says he was nowhere near as plucky as Robin Williams was. A lot of Robin Williams' dialogue was actually improv because, well, it's Robin Williams. And
everything is improv.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
He said that actually he was at a conference back in 2008, and he said that if he did half the things that they did in that movie, that he would actually be in Leavenworth and not in Washington to that very day.
Yep.
He said that Robin Williams is a funny guy, and I'm not.
No, you're right. Robin Williams is a very funny guy.
Yeah.
Was a very funny guy.
Still is.
Still is a funny guy.
Always will be.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Number 8.
Number 8. Catch Me If You Can. Have you seen that one? Leo DiCaprio.
No,
Tom
I haven't
Hanks?
seen that one because I'm not a big DiCaprio fan.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Leonardo DiCaprio, he plays Frank Abagnale, who was a con artist back in the 70s, I want to say it was. And Tom Hanks plays Carl Hanratty, who was an FBI agent assigned to track down Abagnale. Well, the problem with that is that Carl Hanratty never existed. It was actually a amalgamation of a number of FBI agents who were assigned to the case. They were all kind of tracking him down for years, and yeah, that's where your movie comes from. And in fact, a couple things from the movie itself. The very first con that we see Abagnale pull, he basically convinces a bunch of high school kids, which he was a high schooler at the time. Convinces a bunch of high school kids that he is their substitute French teacher, and well, that was written for the movie. Never happened. And there's even a part in the movie where he actually calls Hanratty on the phone on Christmas Eve out of desperation and loneliness, and that never happened either. The real Abagnale actually even went as far as to say, like, I didn't want them to know where I was. Why would I do that? That's just stupid.
Well,
you can chime in.
Hold on, I'm your countdown. I'm your countdown. Number 7,
The Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith, feel good movie.
Actually, it was a really good Will Smith movie. I liked it.
Very feel good movie.
I liked it.
It's kind of unfortunate that it was such a feel good movie because most of it's complete crap.
Yeah.
Course,
as is most of this on the list.
Yes.
It's all a pile of dung.
Of course, he plays Will Gardner, kind of a down on his luck guy. He's got a son, and then he solves a Rubik's Cube, and that kind of starts the gears in motion that gets him this like high-paying job and turns around his whole life, and it's all about him, and I'm going to do right by my son because I love my son. Well, in real life...
In real life...
Yeah, Gardner wasn't such a good dad.
No, he wasn't.
Wasn't around very often. In fact, there was several years where he didn't even know where his son was. And while he was out trying to get this high-paying job, the Rubik's Cube thing never happened. He just, kind of struggled to get this fantastic job, which he did. He did get that. That part's true. In fact, Gardner was actually arrested several times on unpaid parking tickets, and even had a domestic violence charge against him at one point. So just
there's
go
your
ahead and
feel-good.
ruin your feel-good movie.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Yeah. You want to do the next one?
Number 6.
What's number 6?
Number 6 is Flight.
Yeah, you can talk.
I was talking.
You were saying number something.
Number something. I'm your number person. If I could have had a little flip card, I would have just been flip cards.
Yeah.
Would have been all right because I'd have been doing something.
Right.
Number Flight is Denzel Washington plays the captain Whitaker, who actually had to fly a plane upside down to keep it stable. And in the movie, he manages to land it successfully and becomes this great hero up until the point when everybody understands that he's got a drug and drinking problem. In reality, there was a plane that had to fly upside down, but it crashed.
Yeah,
it crashed and burned, and everyone
in 2000 it was
died.
Alaska Airlines Flight 261. They've actually said that this was what the movie was based off of.
Except the fact that
they tried. They tried to go upside
in the
down.
movie, and he was a hero, and everyone survived. And
there was no Whitaker on the plane. That guy never.
I'm beginning to see the fallacy in some of these movies.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. Yeah. They tried to fly it upside down to stabilize it. It just didn't work.
Can I have another worst week Wednesday?
And they crashed and died. Everyone on board died.
Wow.
Yay, Hollywood!
Number 5!
Number 5 is The Revenant.
Another DiCaprio movie.
Yeah.
But he finally won his Oscar.
Yeah. I'm convinced that the only reason he won an Oscar is because everybody made such a big deal about how he didn't win the Oscar the year before.
They just gave it to him.
Because I'm sorry, The Revenant was not a good movie.
No.
It sucked. Oh my God, it was boring as crap. Like, anyway, just my opinion, but DiCaprio plays Hugh Glass, a fur trapper. He's got like an Indian wife and a Native American son and everything, and he gets raped by a bear, and
that's coming next Monday for you.
yeah, and there's no. Everybody keeps saying that, like he gets raped by a bear. He does not.
No,
get raped
he gets
by a bear.
he gets raped,
He gets mauled,
RAKE.
and there's
raped.
times where it's like behind him and it's like grunting and kind of doing this, and I guess maybe that's where that comes from or something.
No, he was
but,
trying to eat him.
Yeah,
That's all that was.
And then they kill his son and they bury him alive, and he's like, I'm gonna kill that guy, and so he chases down Tom Hardy, and who was like the one good part in that movie. But in reality,
Did he talk with a mask?
Probably. No. You don't understand. You were simply. I was born into darkness.
I was born in the wilderness. You simply adopted it.
There was no wife or son, or at least no son. We don't know. I don't know if he had a wife, but there was no son. He did get mauled by a bear, and they did, thinking that he was dead, they did bury him alive, basically, which he got out of, and he did go crawling after the guys that did it, and he did say, I'm going to get revenge against John Fitzgerald.
Crawl after that Oscar, DiCaprio.
However, he forgave them for burying him alive, because, well, that,
when you're crawling, you got a lot
happens.
of time to think.
Well, because back then, it happens. I mean, you thought I was dead. I get it. It's cool. Mm-hmm. It's all good. I'm alive. I'm here. It's okay. But he did want to.
I got my Oscar. That's all that matters.
That's right. And he did want to get his revenge against John Fitzgerald. Wasn't looking to kill him. He just wanted to, kind of give him a piece of his mind.
Rough him up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe smack him around a little bit, But, however, he never got the chance to do that, because Fitzgerald joined the army, and
he was protected.
Yeah, kind of protected by the old government there.
Yep.
So that never happened.
Number 4.
Makes for not quite as exciting a movie.
No, I don't see why he won the Oscar for that.
Yeah, I don't see why he did anyway.
Maybe he could have won an Oscar for best sex scene.
With a bear?
Yeah, with the bear. Yeah, maybe.
Best rape scene by a bear.
Best rape scene by a bear.
By a CGI bear. Braveheart! Number 4. Yeah. A lot of this one actually is
pretty much most of it.
Most of it. There was a guy named William Wallace.
Yeah, there was a Battle of Stirling,
and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prima Noctis. At the beginning of the movie, where the guy comes into the wedding and he's like, "I'm declaring Prima Noctis," and where he gets to sleep with the wife. Yeah, that was never a thing. That was never a thing. They didn't wear kilts in the 13th century.
Nope. The Stirling, the Battle of Stirling actually took place on a tiny little bridge.
Not out in a big field.
About 10 foot wide. Mm-hmm. It wasn't this gigantic field.
Robert the Bruce never betrayed William Wallace.
Isabella France was actually really young when William Wallace died.
Yeah, so not only did they never meet, but they definitely were never a love interest.
Yeah, they were never a love thing.
Yeah. Other than that, there were swords and fighting, and there was a William Wallace who shot lightning from his arse.
What was the guy's name that starred in it?
Mel Gibson.
Oh, I see. Doesn't matter.
I'm the movie guy.
I don't really care about Mel Gibson.
Yeah, no.
Kind of like DiCaprio.
It was still a fantastic movie.
All false lies, shenaniganery.
That's right. So what about movies that just made stuff up completely?
Number 3
said it was true. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hey, that's right up your alley. That's a horror movie.
It is, yeah. I mean, it even starts off with like a little monologue thing by John Larroquette, actually, from Night Court. But saying the following events are true. Well, some people died. That's true.
Yeah,
I guess. And basically, the movie was very loosely based off Ed Gein. Very, very loosely
based off
Ed Gein. Obviously, he was crazy.
Yeah, he was out there. He was a kooky guy.
And then when his mom died, he really went crazy. He only killed 2 people.
Yeah.
Only killed 2 people.
But he dug everybody else up.
Yes, that was his big thing, was grave robbing. Now with that, he did, he collected body parts. He actually had a box full of vaginas, actually. Wow. Yeah.
Like, that's just, there's your conversation starter right there.
Hey, check out my vagina collection. And he did use people's bones to make furniture. He used human skulls as bowls.
Well, the wine of victory is sweetest out of the skull of your enemy.
That's true. But he used it for, like, chili.
As long as it was hot chili.
Cereal. Can you imagine eating some Cheerios out of a human skull?
You don't know what I do in my spare time.
I do, actually. I was trying to get you to admit it to the... Well, that's later. And he did actually, with one woman... Actually, I want to say it was actually his mother's body, but he actually did skin a human being and make a suit out of a woman's skin. Not a mask, just like a suit. And I think
it was a leisure. It was a leisure suit.
Yes, it was his mother's body. He skinned her and wore her around. But as far as like the
dude from Psycho's got nothing on you.
Yeah, he also based on Ed Gein. Yeah. Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs based on Ed Gein. But as far as like chainsaws and cannibalistic families and stuff like that, yeah, no, never happened. And it wasn't even in Texas. So it was kind of on the opposite side of the country there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Anyway,
just a weird guy with an Oedipus complex.
Number 2, The Strangers. Inspired again. Comes up at the beginning of the film and goes, "This is inspired by true events." Director Brian Bertino. I am a bad Italian. Bertino said that he has a kid. He lived in a house on the street in the middle of nowhere, and at nights while his parents were out, someone would knock on his door to have the little sister answer it. At the door, there was always people asking if for somebody who didn't live there. Later on, they found out that it was used as a ploy to see who was home and who wasn't, and those that weren't home,
they'd break in. Yeah. So as far as like people in masks killing people because they were home, no, that never happened. The only part of that movie that's true is that someone knocked on the door and asked for someone that didn't live there.
Kind of makes Ding Dong Ditch a whole new meaning.
Yeah. And The Strangers 2 was terrible, by the way. I'm still mad about it.
They both were.
I loved the first one. The second one just pissed me off. But number 1, The Fourth Kind.
Now this should have been a good movie. It should have been.
I liked it.
Both of our alleys, but you liked it, and I was like, ugh.
I mean, it was pretty slow. I'll give it that. It was
a
slow.
lot to chew. There was a lot to chew.
But this one, I mean, not only all these other movies they just kind of put up on the screen based on a true story or whatever. This one actually goes the extra step where Milla Jovovich comes out at the very beginning of the movie, walks straight up to the camera and says, "The following is based on true story." In fact, not only are the people in the events that you're about to see true, but it's all backed up by archive footage. And so it's like they have these actual home videos so it cuts back and forth between the actors portraying the scene and then this home video footage of the original people that actually went through all this. And so there's like alien abductions and all of this stuff. And it all takes place in Nome, Alaska. Which is like only accessible by helicopter and all this stuff.
Which isn't true anymore.
And that back in the early 2000s, like all these people went missing. Like more people go missing from this location than anywhere else, and it's all UFOs. Well, back in like 2005, there really were quite a few people that went missing from there.
But they were drunk.
Yeah, they did.
And they got lost.
They did an investigation.
Because it's night 9 months out of the year there.
And you can only get to it by airplane or helicopter. So they got drunk and wandered off in the woods and probably got raped by a bear.
Yeah.
It's probably what happened.
Or a raccoon.
You see Monday. Yeah. But there's all kinds of these movies that are out there. And that's just our favorite top 10 there. So I mean, we could have. What are you looking at? Just checking my skull
going.
out.
Just keep going.
He's gonna go have some Cheerios, I guess. So, what is your favorite? What's your favorite movie that was based on a true story that wasn't true at all? Put that down in the comments below. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I know my head is huge. I have an enormous head. Continue to comment, like, share, and subscribe. You can get yourself one of these things. Yeah, that's our official The Show hoodies. We got t-shirts and hoodies. You can get those on our Facebook page right there. Just send us a private message letting us know what colors you would like. That's color of the shirt and color of the text. The hoodies are available in black, but you can still get the color of lettering that you like. And so let us know what colors you want, what size you need. Short sleeve shirts are $20. Long sleeve $22. You can get one of these fantastic hoodies for only $25.
I'm hungry.
See you tomorrow.
Hi, it's El Chapo again. This is Coke, and this is your Russian clip of the day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.